Hello everybody and welcome back to SC2VN! Last time around, we played a drinking game, and we, not in real life, I wish, but in the game world. And then, we went home, and I guess in a drunken stupor, Excel decided, hey, I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna make it public that we are making a new team, and so now we are all going to a team meeting to discuss the future of our ragtag team of heroes. Oh, okay. Here we go. What a mess. How terrible would it be to have spent all of last night celebrating for nothing? Truth be told, whether Excel leaked the information now or let it come out on its own, we'd eventually get this reaction. Enoch wouldn't have signed us without doing proper background research anyway. Maybe it's alright for this to be out in the open ahead of time. I set those thoughts aside when Namden Park comes into view. The crowded tree line in trim green is a welcome departure from Seoul's endless concrete. Jet didn't specify where at the park she wanted us to meet, but it didn't take long before I find her staring down at a seated Excel. She's in the middle of chewing him out, though it'd be hard to tell by the grin he's wearing. Have you seen what they're saying online? The team is to stand out somehow, better this than limping into the scene and wallowing in obscurity. We should stand out by winning games, not by stirring up shit. This wasn't your decision to make. Excel's the first to notice my arrival and waves me over. Jet's acknowledgement follows, though it's far less welcoming. Did you know he was going to pull something like this? What? No. Relax, Jet. Seriously, worrying will give you gray hairs. I'll relax the moment I'm staring at a contract for 6 months of funding. Jet's stance goes rigid at the buzz of her phone. She rips it out of her pocket and stares at the screen. Who is it? Kim. He wants to meet us at the Enoch offices to sort out this mess. That's a good thing, right? He wouldn't bother to have us come out if the answer's going to be no. She doesn't seem to agree given the time it takes her to reply. I share a glance with Excel before Jet shoves the phone back into her pocket and turns to me. We need to get moving. Excel, wait here for Stunt Reva. Fine by me. Excel takes in a deep breath and returns to his bench, no doubt happy to relax while someone else handles the stretch of a meeting. I will admit, I kind of agree with Jet here. It wasn't necessarily Excel's decision to make on how they went public. Sorry. Yeah, it wasn't really their decision, his decision to make, but at the same point, I guess the means that the end justifies the means, I guess. But we'll see. I'm coming with you. I'm not enough of a jerk to leave Stunt and Riva alone at the park for an hour, but I need someone at my back. When you put it that way, alright. And come on, it's not that far. Without a moment to spare, Jet storms off. Excel offers me a leisurely wave as I hurry after her. Let me do most of the talking, but chime in if it makes sense. Alright. Nervous? No. Don't lie to me. I'm nervous. It's fine to be nervous. I'm fine. When the elevator door opens, a well-dressed Enoch employee greets us with a smile and gestures down the hall. Mr. Kim has been anticipating your arrival. This way, please. I follow Jet through a typical corporate office. Inside a table seats Mr. Kim, his attention set on a laptop. He glances past the screen to acknowledge us with a beckon forward. Jet, Mock, please sit. We take our seats opposite him. The secretary closes the boardroom's door, leaving the three of us on our own. After a few more taps on his laptop's touchscreen, Mr. Kim turns the computer towards us and gestures sharply to it. What is this? On display is the comments section of a popular Korean eSports news site. Line after line portrays Jet and Excel as shady and unskilled. And I thought that the English sites were bad, but I can read another comment. Mr. Kim forces the laptop shut with a grimace. When I spoke of my interest to sponsor your team with the board, most were hesitant to take the risk, even with my assurance that the investment would be worth it in the end. Given the recent developments, I'll simply have to retract my recommendation and take the hit to my reputation. Your team has become a liability without having played a single game. He rests a finger on his brow, expression fraught. This is worse than Jet and I had planned for. Do you have anything to say? This wasn't the reaction that we were hoping for, but it shows that people are paying attention to us. Not all attention is created equal. What is most important is that an Enoch team has a large number of supporters, not slack-jawed or passive observers, fans that are invested in the team's victory. You'll immediately have 5 people invested in an Enoch squad if you sign us. Through narrowed eyes, Mr. Kim shifts his eyes in my direction. Mock, I should say that you are a large part of the doubt plaguing a possible sponsorship deal. I blink once, taken aback. Me? Are you truly surprised? Your ability is completely unproven. While Excel and Jet may have their integrity questioned, it's you whom the fans mock. If our fan base doesn't have faith in your ability to win games, then of what use are you? What? I'm a good player. I just need time to prove it. Time that you haven't earned. I hear myself tripping over my next protest. Right then, Jet cuts in. Mr. Kim, there must be something that we can do. Excel and I are high profile. Even with a rocky start, we both have loyal fans that will follow us to a new team. That may be so, but the public perception of Mach remains an issue. Is it worth the trouble to keep on keeping him on when your reputation has been compromised? He links his fingers together and glances between the two of us, awaiting an answer. Jet closes her eyes and runs a hand through her hair. She takes a long moment to decide on what to say next, much to Mr. Kim's interest. We could arrange something to fix that. Oh, elaborate. A show match. The perfect chance to show Mach's ability to compete. Against someone from your team, fans will assume that the match is fixed on his behalf. Now, I have someone else in mind. Someone who StarCraft fans know and respect, and that Mach owes a beating. I'm gonna have a chance to fight that asshole who ruined me in the beginning of the VN. She turns towards and locks eyes with me. Is she talking about a show match with Bolt? I mean, you're not allowed to turn this down. I wasn't planning on it, just how are you gonna get him to agree? I know Bolt well. He'll jump at the chance to publicly humiliate someone he doesn't like. A best of 5 will do nicely, and I think it would be fair for Enoch to put half a month's worth of team funding in as the prize, wouldn't you say? Jet turns away from me and towards Mr. Kim. For the first time since we stepped in the room, the businessman cracks a smile. If you ever decide to leave StarCraft behind, you're welcome to interview for any open sales positions at Enoch, Jet. Very well. If Mach is victorious in the show match, I will consider your team's reputation redeemed. I don't bother asking what will happen if I lose. God, what did I do to deserve this pressure? Would you mind speaking with the producers at the VSL studio to see if they would be willing to host us? A week from today is short notice, but we don't have any longer to waste. I'll have it done. You're very lucky to have someone like Jet as your team captain, Mach. When I don't respond, he smirks. Satisfied, Kim rises from his leather office chair. Jet and I quickly follow suit and exchange handshakes with him. As he meets his palm with mine, Mr. Kim leans forward and whispers to me. For the record, I would greatly prefer to see you succeed. Don't let a mistake in the next week end your career before it's begun. Nonchalantly, he parts from my grip and departs the conference room with long strides. His secretary skitters after him down the hallway, leaving Jet and me to find our own way back to the elevator. Well, you came to Golden Zonefire looking for a chance. Now you've got one. Happy? You stuck up for me. Yes, and? I guess I thought that you'd have done what was best for the team. Who said I'm not? Mr. Kim, I don't recall putting him in charge of team management. What kind of team captain would I be if I tossed you out onto the street after recruiting Stunt and Reva? I don't know. You said yourself that you wouldn't put the goals of a friendship ahead of the goals of your team. Oh, in that case, it's not too late for me to go tell Mr. Kim to change my mind. If you insist on paying me back, do so by practicing hard and beating the shit out of Bolt. It's been way too long since I've seen him lose in person. And for the record, I know what I've said, but the more I think about it, the more messed up it seems that we waste our careers with people we hate. So for now, I decided that I like you. Don't make me regret that. So much for cold efficiency, and I'll do my best. As is expected of anyone who wears my team's colors. Now come on, before someone mistakes Excel for a bum. So okay, basically at this point, what I imagine is that we are heading towards the end. The end is gonna be me beating the shit out of Bolt, and then the game's gonna end, and then it's gonna be like, yay, we won! We're all a team again. We have funding, and okay. Anyway, just before the elevator doors close, Mr. Kim turns the corner of his office and watches us go. My legs are sore by the time we make it to Namdan. Weeks of huddling up in my apartment obviously hasn't been great for my personal fitness. I catch sight of Stunt by his wild hair. He's the first to notice Jet and me and calls at us with a wave. Yo, is the team dead? Not yet, and not for a while if our plan works out. Excel sits up from his reclined position while Reva has hardly moved at all since she came into view. Plan? Mach is going to win a show match. Reva takes hold of her glasses, gears visibly turning in her head as she works out the point of a show match. Excel and Stunt simply look to me for the answer. Mr. Kim agreed to sponsor us if we can redeem the team's image. I have to win a series against Bolt. Bolt? That's surely Protoss on Shock? He's a Brood War player, though. He plays Star 2 in his own time. With money and the chance to embarrass the foreigner on the line he has to accept. And you're okay with this, Mach? Excel glances in my direction, genuine concern etched in his expression. He seems to be picking up on the doubt that I'm feeling. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm gonna practice as hard as I can for the next week. As with Bolt. I don't have anything to say to that. She's right, after all. The 5 of us take a moment to reflect on the severity of the situation. Gradually, I find the eyes of my teammates drifting towards me. I clean the sweat from my palms and steady myself with a breath. I'm sure that I can handle this, but not all on my own. Obviously, listen, if he's a Protoss, I'm down to grind out endless games. You and me, Mach. Bolt's play has more depth than Proxy's in 1-base all-ins. Do you have a better idea? What the hell would he get out of practicing with a Terran or a Zerg? Stunt pulls out his phone and dons a stubborn expression. Jet rolls her eyes and glances past him. Everyone has a role to play in making sure that this team lives on past the botched show match. Stunt may... She winces and then glances begrudgingly at the young Protoss' direction. Be the only one of us that plays Protoss enough to spar with Mach. But this is still a group effort. Excel, you get to test out your coaching chops. He raises the thumb up without bothering to stand. You know it. Raven, work with Mach on openings and strategies, and I'll see what I can do to get my hands on a few of Bolt's replays. Affirmative. We don't have time to waste. We don't have any time to waste. Bolt's going to be preparing for this match with a KPGA regimen. Think you can handle 14 hours a day, Mach? I don't need to practice long. I just need to practice smart. You need to do both. Yeah, she's right. It's only for a week anyway. The idea of 14 hours of high-level StarCraft is enough to make my wrists sore. Still, I have to live up to my team's expectations. Alright, do we start tonight? Obviously. Jet stares enough to get him to spit it out. I kind of, maybe, sort of promised my mom that I'd make up all the chores I've been skipping out on at our PC bang. Look, I thought the team was definitely over, okay? We're StarCraft players. Don't pretend you guys don't know the importance of time efficiency. I need to start smoothing things over with her if I'm going to move out. Come on, don't look at me like that. Useless. Whatever. We'll meet up at Golden Zone Fire tomorrow and every day after that up until the show match. Malik, just ladder tonight. Right. Rava, you free? Yes, why do you ask? Go with Mach and watch him ladder for the rest of the day. See if you can pick up on any holes in his play. The command seems to catch Rava off guard. She looks at the ground, at me, and then back at the ground. Very well. I've got to go with confirm the schedule with Bolt. Among other things, with me, Excel. Should have guessed. Right then. Stunt, go handle your bullshit. It's Golden Zone Fire tomorrow morning. Go, everyone, go. Excel peels himself off the bench and falls in line beside Jet. Stunt is quick to follow, though he turns out of the park in a different direction. I share a glance with Rava and scratch behind my head. I was actually planning on going back to my apartment if I'm just gonna ladder. Oh, should I return home? No, why don't you meet me there in an hour? You won't need to stay long, I don't think. It's not hard to seem awkward about the proposal. Even the normally inexpressive Rava has trouble answering casually. Very well, I will run an errand in the meantime. After sharing the location of my apartment with a map from my phone, I bid her farewell. Rava fades along with Green of Namdan when I trace back the path that I took this morning. My glazed over eyes remain locked with the pavement as I amble my way home. I know that I should feel relieved that our team still has a chance of coming together, but I can't help but worry. I'm not carrying around the weight of my failed attempts to qualify for the VSL anymore. This is different. It's anxiety. A tightness in my chest that threatens to strangle me if I let everyone down. I don't know what I expected. It's not like it's going to get any easier from here anyway. Every week in Team League, there will be a chance to cost my team a loss. Okay, so I've got to let you go for today. Thank you all for watching. This is Chaos Signature. This is SC2VN. Thank you all for watching again. I know I say that a lot, but I really mean it. Thank you all. Like and dislike the video if you liked or disliked it. And down here, you'll see the subscribe button, and you should press it. Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Anyway, so I will be back with more SC2VN. I think we're nearing the end, so we'll see what happens next time. Thank you all for watching. Bye-bye!